Hi, this is Ken. Today, we are looking back at October. It was not loud. It was not explosive. Yet, without exaggeration, this past month may be remembered as the moment Tesla stopped being seen as a car company and instead began to reveal itself as a global AI network. If you and I look closely, something fundamental shifted. The world did not celebrate it yet, because the world has not fully realized what happened. But the signals are there, quietly, firmly, and unmistakably. So let us walk through it together. To begin, let me start with a conclusion. October marked the transition where Tesla's identity as an AI company became real, not as a future dream, but as a present phase. FSD moved beyond American borders, AI hardware leaped forward, and the idea of a car as a revenue-generating compute node became more than a thought experiment. We are entering a stage of Tesla where the product is not the vehicle. The product is the network, and vehicles simply serve as physical nodes in that network. Now, why does this matter? Because technological disruption rarely feels revolutionary when it begins. It feels slow, it feels incremental, it feels like small updates. But in hindsight, those quiet moments are when history shifts. So what happened in October? 3 major themes emerged. First, FSD began stepping into a global phase. Second, Tesla openly and structurally positioned itself as an AI company, supported by real technological infrastructure. And third, the concept of a Tesla as a device that earns value and processes compute started to take shape in policy, in industry, and in owner behavior. If we follow those 3 threads carefully, the future becomes almost visible. Let us start with the first theme, FSD breaking out into the world. In October, we saw not just American developments, but international momentum. In Sweden, authorities approved public road testing. That alone is significant, because Europe has been conservative regarding autonomous driving. Yet here we have a European jurisdiction saying yes to Tesla's real-world testing. In Japan, major media, including Nikkei and Tokyo Shimbun, test drove Tesla's autonomy and concluded that it is already at a practical level. And that is not YouTubers or fans, that is mainstream press with credibility and neutrality. More importantly, Japan's Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transport moved forward with policies for retroactive autonomous driving functions. In plain language, that means that even existing Tesla owners may one day be able to legally activate FSD under a formal national framework. This is no longer a technical debate. It is now a policy evolution. In Israel, another breakthrough happened. Government-level discussions advanced. Owners initiated signature campaigns, and officials acknowledged the conversation around deploying self-driving systems. Israel is a unique testing environment, dense cities, diverse road conditions, and strong technical culture. A successful deployment there would be a powerful signal globally. What we see is this: FSD is not trying to push into the world. The world is starting to open the door for it. Now, why is that critical? Because autonomy deployment follows a domino pattern. Once one credible market authorizes real-world use, it becomes harder for others to ignore or delay adoption. Regulatory caution exists, but regulatory peer pressure also exists. And when one government sees another approve something, confidence builds. In my personal view, Japan may become one of the early adopters. This is counterintuitive for some, because Japan is conservative about new mobility systems. But when we combine complex urban road environments, strong safety data, and policymakers actively preparing frameworks, the ingredients are aligning. Japan likes certainty, and Tesla is increasingly providing it. Before we move to the second theme, let me briefly define something for viewers who are newer to this space. FSD stands for Full Self-Driving. It refers to software that enables a vehicle to navigate roads autonomously with minimal human intervention. However, FSD does not succeed solely by software. It requires three layers: technological performance, real-world data, and legal validation. October was when the third layer began to accelerate. Technology has been improving monthly. Data is scaling with millions of real-world miles. And now the policy frameworks are forming. That is why this moment matters. Let us move to the second major theme. Tesla formally embraces its identity as an AI company. During the October earnings call, Elon Musk made a clear statement. Tesla is now entering the next AI phase. And when he says it, it is not marketing. It is capital deployment, operational execution, and organizational structure shifting behind the scenes. Tesla did not post record profits this quarter, and that is not weakness. It is a sign of aggressive investment. The company is not optimizing for quarterly margins. It is building foundations, infrastructure for autonomy, infrastructure for neural networks, infrastructure for robotics, and infrastructure for vertical compute supply. Short-term thinkers complain about earnings. Long-term builders invest during those moments. Now, let us talk about hardware, because this is where things quietly became extraordinary. Tesla revealed the AI5 chip. It is expected to deliver roughly 40 times the performance of the current AI4 chip while being 10 times more cost efficient. Think about that. 40 times the compute, 1/10 the cost. That is not a normal generational jump. That is a paradigm leap. And Tesla is not only using this internally, it is co-developing supply chains with TSMC and Samsung, while simultaneously building internal capacity. This means Tesla is not merely creating an AI system, it is securing the compute pipeline required for a planetary-scale AI network. Next, Optimus. This month, hiring did not simply increase for research roles, it expanded rapidly in manufacturing and industrialization positions. That tells us everything. Research means theory, manufacturing means production. Tesla is moving from imagination to assembly line. Most robotics companies still build demos. Tesla is preparing to build units. And that shift matters because real-world AI learning across factories, roads, and homes gives Tesla a data and deployment advantage no one else has. Many robotics companies have a robot. Tesla has a world for robots to learn in. Let us shift to Cybercab and autonomy deployment logic. In Austin, the Robotaxi operating zone expanded by more than 10 times. That means Tesla is validating software performance and policy compliance at growing geographic scale. We also heard a statement that Tesla could install steering wheels if necessary. Some critics misinterpreted this as retreat, but it is the opposite. Autonomy is not achieved by stubborn idealism. It is achieved by complying with regulatory requirements while demonstrating consistent safety. Adding a wheel, if required, is not defeat. It is execution. It is how pioneers become reality instead of science fiction. Now let us enter the third theme, the Tesla vehicle becoming an economic device. In October, something fascinating happened in the insurance world. Lemonade, the US insurance company, publicly discussed a scenario where FSD-enabled Teslas could be insured at almost zero cost due to superior safety performance. This is not a wild claim, it is data-driven logic. Autonomous systems avoid accidents more consistently than humans. Therefore, insurance cost trends down. Then we saw a new concept emerge in discussions, AWS on wheels. The idea is simple but profound. When Tesla vehicles are parked, instead of sitting idle, they could run distributed AI tasks and generate revenue. In other words, a car that earns when parked. not by transporting people, but by computing. Just like houses with solar panels once began selling electricity, vehicles may sell compute power. This is the logical next step in a world where AI workload demand skyrockets. Some owners already understand this intuitively, even without hearing the phrase. We see it in the market. Used Teslas are being held, not sold, because owners believe their value might rise. They see the vehicle no longer as a depreciating asset, but as a future income-producing node in a digital economy. This is behavioral proof of a paradigm shift. Let us pause for a moment and zoom out. What did October really show? Multiple breakthroughs across autonomy, AI chips, robotics, insurance, and compute economics, none of them explosive alone, but together they form a pattern. Tesla is not evolving in one direction. It is evolving in multiple vectors that converge toward the same future, a future where mobility, computation, and automation merge, a future where vehicles do not sit idle, they work, they earn, they learn, and they connect. This is not hype, it is system convergence. And here is where my personal reflection comes in. We, as Tesla watchers, sometimes still act like the old world expects us to. We talk about quarterly car deliveries. We talk about gigafactories. We talk about battery supply, vehicle margins, and production bottlenecks. All of that still matters, but increasingly, those are legacy metrics. In the future, the key metrics may look like this: AI compute per vehicle, tasks completed per fleet hour, robot deployment per labor unit displaced, policy adoption curve by jurisdiction, insurance cost curve versus autonomy safety data. That is a new language, and we are learning to speak it in real time. So what does this mean for us as investors and owners? It means that the traditional automotive lens is becoming inadequate, and early adopters who understand this will see value before markets recognize it. Legacy car companies optimize cars. Tesla optimizes intelligence. Legacy companies sell products. Tesla builds networks. Legacy companies operate in a transportation market. Tesla operates in a compute mobility automation industry that does not truly exist yet. This is why volatility does not bother long-term observers, because disruptive companies do not meet quarterly expectations. They create new categories, and category creation is never smooth, never linear, and never understood in real time, except by those watching closely. Before we close, I want to ask you a question. If your Tesla could earn income when parked, would you ever sell it? Would selling it feel like selling a server in 2004 before cloud computing exploded? Would selling it feel like selling Bitcoin in 2012 because you only thought it was digital cash? We may be heading into a future where Tesla ownership feels like infrastructure ownership, not transportation, infrastructure. In November, we will see more regulatory signals, more AI updates, more deployment zones, more hardware insights, and more clarity. Each month, the puzzle fills in, and while most people will wait for headlines and dramatic moments, we study the quiet signals, because that is where the future reveals itself first. Thank you for watching today. If this video helped sharpen your understanding of where Tesla is headed, please leave a like. And if you have not yet subscribed, I share updates and analysis every day. My goal is to help you understand the deeper meaning behind the news and navigate the future with clarity. Thank you again for spending your time here. I appreciate you. Let's continue exploring the future together and enjoy life with Tesla. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.